So here we have another game against another CMX personality, a lady on her 2000 plus rating. Um, so the game was already started because I was unable to press the record button. So it's already starting. Before anything else, please subscribe to this channel for more content like this one. Leave a comment below and like this video right now. Alright, so the bishop was fianchettoed over to the king side, and then I appropriately castled. So at this point in time, the black is ahead by one pawn, although this pawn is the c4 pawn. That's overextended, so it's really a pawn that is really gone anyway, but it's not yet captured, so it remains on the board. She pushes it forward still, and I captured it by my b pawn. Now there is a backward pawn over there. The bishop captures it, so rook to b1, avoiding the attack. Still she's ahead by one pawn, but I guess my pieces are better developed, I should say. Now she's trying to develop her pieces as well. Knight to c6, and I'm giving more defense for my d4 pawn. By the way, this game is made faster in order for me to fit everything in under 12 minutes or so. So knight to b3. The last game, if you notice, my rating slipped a bit. I could not bear to publish my last game, wherein I lost after winning majority the majority part of the game, and then I lost on time. So really, it's a heartbreaking loss. I could not dare, publish it online, but that's the reality. I lost against J2347, I guess. So anyway, she is pushing the a4 pawn. I centralized my knight to c5. Bishop to b4. Then I maneuvered the knight in order to attack the central squares. Okay, knight, bishop to e7. And then I added more defense for the d4 pawn, and she did that. Knight to d5. And then bishop to d2. And then she does this very committal move, f5. In my case, I put a battery for the queen and the rook to c1, and then she did a move like that, rook to c6, and I made a knight move in order for me to remove the rook at that square, but also to attack the pawn over to a4. Although my knight is placed on the side of the board, I managed to finally equalize on material. So she did the knight move over there, knight to b4. Bishop takes the knight. Okay, knight takes the bishop. There's some exchanges here. Oops. Now I did queen to b3. Now that backward pawn on e6 is going to be under attack. It will be very crucial to the game. Now she takes the pawn, knight takes a2 pawn, which is really amazingly vulgar. And this is the time when you would wonder about the silly move by Chessmaster Grandmaster. But of course, she can retake that over there, right? The knight. Now queen to b3, which she did, right? Bishop takes the knight on the side. But then I have that queen takes that backward pawn, and that's really the beginning of the end. Knight to e5, and then rook to a6, threatening the queen. And then I made this wonderful move. No, of course not that wonderful. Knight, and then there's a check. She doesn't have anything much there, so queen takes rook. Her bishop joins in the defense, and then queen to b3. Still the now she's trying to make some exchanges in order for me to give up the attack. Okay, rook takes, and then she can even take the queen. Taking her very long to move, but she did not. Alright, she did not take the queen. Of course, I am ahead by a rook. Queen takes b, and then she pushes the pawn again. Well, okay, so e takes. I still have a full attack because my queen and rook are still on the board. And then I made the rook a1 move, threatening the queen over there. So now she's trying to make the exchanges of queen. Doesn't have anything there, so king to g8. I didn't want that exchanges of queen, so queen gives a check. King to f8. And then that move, bishop to d4. Now she makes a move of bishop to d7. Okay, so now I'm threatening the bishop over there. She makes deliberate last effort to sway the attack. I still take the bishop, exchanges of bishop. Now she does the queen to e1 check. The attack here is real, right? Then a series of check. I avoided the next check by doing that way. King to h3, and then queen takes the pawn. Okay, so there's another check. Queen to f5, and then the g4, queen takes the pawn, effectively at least guarding the squares that can be attacked, especially f7. And then the thing here is that, of course, okay, so there's really nothing here anymore, so we are ready towards the end. Rook f7. And then there's another check by the queen. What's that? Queen to f1 check. And then that one takes the queen. This is really the end. And that's the end of the game. So I'm going to analyze this very, very fast, just to show you some of the mistakes that I made. I think I made some mistakes over here. So analysis is complete. 93% correct. I have a total error of 4.55 against his 5.02. He has 1.56 relevant error.